switch seats. Okay, now that's a whole lot better. Hopefully, everybody can hear me. Y'all know how I do it. Finna go in the comments right quick. Log in on my phone so I can see comments. But while I'm doing that, how y'all doing today? There we go. So it's week number three. We're still going over the personal brand blueprint. So today we're doing week 3. Hopefully everyone is having a lot of success with week 1 and week 2, actually doing the days, going through the personal brand blueprint, bringing awareness to your tribe, letting your tribe know who you are, what are your beliefs, what you stand for, who you're serving. You know, get all into the nitty gritties. We done been vulnerable. We done took a stand, planting our flag. So now we're coming up to week 3. Like always, I'm Willie David, and I'm just here to help you walk through the blueprint, you know, give you some clarity, give you a little help, you know, so to keep your mind focused. Because remember, like I have said for the last 2 weeks, everything that we're doing online, we must do intentionally. So it has to be with a purpose. It has to line up with your core vision for your brand, for your business. So although you're going through the personal brand, and I'm just reiterating a little bit about the days when you're talking about reiterating or telling things about your days and everything, make it intentional, make it count. Just don't throw anything out there, because remember, this is something that is strategically for your brand, to grow your brand, to get your target market to come to you. Stop chasing after your target market and everything. You're giving them enough information, and you are showing up on video. And if you are a marketer, you already know that videos convert faster than copy most of the time. So let's begin to start. So we're on day 21. Remember, here we go. Personal brand blueprint. I have the physical copy, but there is an ebook version. But we are encouraging everyone to get the hard copy. Remember, if you purchase the hard copy, Big Marv himself give you an inspirational quote in your book, give you the number in which your book was purchased, and also he signs each and every one of them personally. So take advantage of that. You can go to theblueprint.com and find out more information. But let's get started. Not planning to be here long, so day 21. It says, if you know then what I know now. So on day 21, this is where you're going to start setting the stage up even the more. And quick story, like I watched this show called RuPaul's Drag Race. And it's a competition, and they go through this competition. But every time they get to the top 3 of the competition, they does this thing that Big Marv is having everybody do in day 21. The only difference is in the show, they actually have a picture of their 5th grade self or their 5-year-old self. And they ask each one of the contestants, what would you tell the 5-year-old you about today? To prepare them for the day. So, and then the contestants go on, they begin to basically talk to their 5-year-old self, and encourage them about all the trials and the tribulations that they're going to go through, or the things that they're going to witness, and start giving them advice about how to overcome. That's what day 21 is to your target audience, to your personal brand. You're going to talk to the old you, the 10-year, the past 10-year you. You know, the you that you're not now. What could you tell your past self, that entrepreneur, that marketer, that business owner, that coach that was just starting out? What would you tell that person today? So you're going to look at and you're going to get on live or you're going to make a video, however you're doing your personal brand blueprint, and you're going to talk to that person, and you're going to encourage that person yourself with the knowledge that you know now, and you're going to think about the struggles, the problems, the things that you had to overcome, and you're going to post that on the video. Now you say, what does that have to do with my personal brand? Well, it has a lot to do with your personal brand, because there's someone that's the old you now. There's someone that that those words that you're going to tell them, that advice that you're going to give, is going to tell them, is going to help them go further. It's going to help them, make them look at situations differently. It may be like you would have got into, like me. Let's take me for example. I would tell my old self, go ahead and do those computer classes. Go ahead and go to school for computers, because I went another route. But had I went that route with the computers, I probably would have got to the place I was today a lot quicker. If maybe it's I would have listened to my mentors, or listened to the people that was giving me advice, and not be so rebellious and not be so resistant and everything. And those are the kind of things that your target audience is looking for. They're looking to hear that there's someone else like me. There's someone else that's going through the problems, or there's someone who's through the problems that I'm going through now, and they came out. So it's more of an encouragement. So think about that when you're doing day 21. If I knew then what I knew now. Then on day 22 to 25, it says share insights from your day. Once again, share insights. So this is different, because normally you share throughout your day, like sort of the end of the week, but this time it's like the second day. So let's do it like this here. Since you're already starting off the weekend telling advice to your younger self, for the next 22 to 25 days, if it was me, I would keep on that topic, because you can't brunch all the advice that you could give in one episode, because the video may be too long. Remember, you're just trying to get their attention. You bring them enough awareness and keep it moving. But now you have 4 extra days, the 22nd, the 23rd, the 24th, and the 25th. I had to count my fingers. I didn't want to get the wrong numbers out. So you have 4 extra days to continue that narrative, to continue that story. So y'all always know I try to, like I say, everything is intentional. So you're going to encourage them on day 21. You're going to talk to the former you. You're going to talk to that person that's struggling, that just maybe starting out. The next day, it might be somebody, if you're a coach, it might be somebody that looking for a coach. Talk about your bad experiences of looking for a coach, or your bad experience with consultants, or whatever it is towards your niche. Then you're going to have 3 extra days. I always say, remember, think about the vehicle, the internal struggles that your target market is going through, and the external struggles that your target market is going through, that your product or your service is the solution. Remember, everything is an intentional. You have to line all of this up. And remember, from day one, whatever your vision is, it has to line up with that also. So you have all these variables, you have all these tools, but this is how you put on the blinders, like a horse. You put on the blinders, and you're staying focused, and with your purpose, with your vision, with your brand, and you're getting everything in right alignment for that audience that you need and that needs you. So you're give them a story about vehicles that you used in the past. Maybe you have experience, you're a coach or a consultant. You have experiences, have bad experience about coaches, and you had this art about not working with coaches, or coaching wasn't real, or motivational speaking wasn't worth it and everything, but then something in the midst of it changed your mind. Those are good topics, because it's about a vehicle. It's about a way a person think about coaching. Therefore, and if you are a coach, when you get to the latter part of that video, you're going to you're gonna change their mind, so to speak. You're going to change their narrative of how they look about coaches, because hey, you'll be a coach saying all this and everything, and now you can plant your flag even more and say, and this is why I do coaching X, Y, and Z. This is why I go forth 10, go harder for all of my clients. You know, no one's get left behind. Whatever it is, it's the best way to like change people's mindset, give them a different way of looking at everything, and also look at you as for advice, because you're being so vulnerable with them, and you're being transparent and showing your true self. So it's not like this facade of you, it's actually the real you, and it shows your target audience how much you care. It shows them how much you're going to go back for them, and what does that make them? Know, like, and trust you. On day 26, it's time to show off. So, it's okay to be humble every now and again and everything. You know, it's okay to be modest. But then there's a certain time where you just got to let them know why you the one. You feel me? You just got to let them know that why you're the one. What if it's accolades? What it is you took a client from ground zero all the way to $10,000 that month. That is, you know, it don't have to be this grand, oh, I took them to 6 figures and everything. It's not always about the 6 figures. It's about the small wins. You know, people maybe, yes, there are people out there that's like, oh, I'm trying to get to 6 figures, 6 figures, 6 figures. But what about that entrepreneur that's just trying to get to $5,000? What about that entrepreneur that's just trying to get to $10,000? What about that one that's just trying to get to the next step? Those may look as small wins to you, but they are big wins to your target audience. You know, Russell Brunson always say, and I love this because it always keeps me in my mind with my confidence level, that every second grader thinks a fifth grader is a hero. It's not that many levels or grades between those. But the second graders think that fifth grader is a hero. So on day 26, do not be scared to show off. You know, ain't nobody clapping for you in the background. Ain't nobody patting you on the back, telling you good job. Ain't nobody pushing you, telling you keep going. So guess what? On day 26, you get to do this on video for yourself. You get to pat your own back. You get to toot your own horn. You get to tell it like it is, and you get to blow. You get to glow, and you get to do it however big you want to do it. But in the midst of it all, you still got to be intentional. You still got to bring it back to your product or your service. You still got to bring it back to your brand. So, he has a quote. It's quotes throughout the book. I know I don't read them. This quote say, if opportunity doesn't knock, build a door. Ain't that lovely? And we are all entrepreneurs, so if it's one thing we do know about, is building, and that's why we became entrepreneurs in the first place. Because we saw a gap, we saw a need, we saw a problem, and we needed to fix it. So there was nobody fixing it. So we not only did we build doors, we built houses, we built systems, we built platforms, we built strategies. Whatever it was, we built. So we are very firm about opportunity. Day 27 says the impact you are creating. See, y'all like the way I transitioned all that into. So, like I just said, with building your opportunity, knocking on the door, doesn't knock on the door, build your door. Like I just said, all the things that we're building. Day 27 is going to explain why you're building those strategies, why you're building those systems, why you built that marketing agency, why you built that coaching platform. Why are you doing this? What impact are you trying to give? What change are you trying to make? And this is where it gets real difficult. Not so much as difficult, but you have to be mindful. And a lot of us may not know what impact we have, or maybe we don't forget about it because we are so consumed with the days of the trials of the days and the things that we're going through and putting out this fight and do this. But we maybe forget how is my brand making an impact? What is my brand standing up for? You know, and this is the time to tell the world. Tell your target audience the impact that you want to make. When I first start working with Big Marv early in the year, his big impact was he wanted to make 100 entrepreneurs millionaires. And he always goes back to that because he wants his system, his platform, his services, everything that he's doing, he want to position 100 entrepreneurs to be a millionaire. And then he tell them, will you be the next one? So you have to let your audience knows what your brand, what impact your brand is making, or in this point, if you're just starting out, what impact are you creating? So on 28, this is where you give special acknowledgments. Maybe it's a mentor, maybe it's your grandma, maybe it's the person that fussed you out and told you you won't mount to anything and you did it to prove her wrong, and you just wanted to give them a special thanks. So, therefore, give a special thanks. It could be anybody that you want to acknowledge. It could be anybody in the world, but remember, you are going to be intentional. You should know how your audience think, what they're like, what they dislike, what they desire, what they need, what they want, how they feel about certain things, where they're struggling at this very moment. So therefore, when you're giving your acknowledgement, think about your audience. See, that's why I say everything, even though it's a personal brand blueprint, and sometimes I feel that we get away from it and we think that we should just post content just to be posting, just to try to beat the algorithm, and we're not giving value, or we're not giving the value that our customers are desiring. Because a lot of times we're missing the fundamentals and forgetting about the small things. So, we get lost. And we're trying to compete against the rat races, and this person said I gotta post 3 times a day, so I'm just gonna put this out here and everything, but it's no substance, no value. How would you like going to a restaurant and you're paying all this money, and at the table there's no seasoning on the food, there's no substance, and it's just like they just threw it out to you? That's how sometimes we do our content, and that's why you're going to hear me throughout these 100 days keep reminding you to be intentional, be strategic. This is it's just the way it is. So even in your acknowledgement, when you're doing this acknowledgement, you have to think about the audience that you're trying to attract. You have to think about what they're going through. You have to think about something that puts you in a position and in their radar to say, wow, that's awesome. It could be a competitor. Like I said, it could be anywhere, but you're going to do it. You're going to do it on 28. You're going to give the acknowledgement. So I'm going to read a little bit of day 28. It says, if you want to be strategic, make it someone in your industry. This is from Big Marv. The first part was mine. This is actually coming out the book. If you want to be strategic, make it someone in your industry. That teacher or mentor who has helped you get to the next step. If you're like more of a human touch, find someone close to you and recognize them. This could be your parents, your partner, your friends, or whoever has helped you along the way. If you want to see something interesting, choose one of the newer connections. They'll be very excited and the connection will be bigger. Have a great day. One love, Big Marv. And that's actually from day 28. And then he puts another quote after he untold that, say, remember why you started. Now, day 29 is the infamous share a loss. We have to be so transparent with our audience. We cannot come across as Superman or superhero, because then you start to begin to look fake. Because everybody has lost. Everybody has failed. I forgot who said the quote that said, I have not failed 10,000 times, I found 10,000 ways to do something differently. So that goes to show us behind every great success, there was a failure. So stop worrying about your flaws. Stop worrying about your imperfections. Stop worrying about these flaws. It's not about how you failed. It's all about how you get up. Because your target market right now is failing. They're looking to see how can they not fail again. And maybe you sharing your loss of this one failure, this one thing, may be the pushing edge that get that client that you've been trying to get to convert. It may be that one thing that gets them to book the call. It may be that one thing that gets them to book an appointment. But you have to share that loss. You have to be so vulnerable with yourself that you're so transparent that you understand that you sharing a loss is actually a victory. Because it's, once again, it's helping someone else. It's encouraging someone else. And it's allowing you to come off human. Techie people, do this. Because with tech people, we think that, we're so wrapped up in systems and numbers a lot of times, and logic, a lot of times we do not come off as human, because it's right or wrong, it's numbers, it's an algorithm, it's this, it's that. It's like, okay, he's not human, he's a robot. And these are, when you begin to be vulnerable, when you begin to be transparent, it shows a different layer of who you are. And you'll find people like, wow, I didn't even know that person is like that. Or wow, I didn't know he felt that way. So allow yourself to be human. And share loss. Oh, look at that. The next quote. I have not failed. I just found 10,000 ways that won't work. Now that's funny. No, I did not read this book before, but that's one of my favorite quotes. And on the last day, day 30, we know every 10 days we do the reflection. You're gonna do a reflection back over the week. So it's like an essay, people. You have introduction, body, conclusion. In the conclusion, you restate your main idea. So same thing. In day 30, you're restating your main idea. You're giving them a summary of everything that you have talked about that way. Your ups, your downs, your highs, your lows. You're sharing the loss, the people that you acknowledge, and everything in between. And don't forget your call to action. On day 10, it's okay to put a call to action. Remember, although this is a personal brand, we're not doing it that often, but you're building up your brand. All this personal brand doing is bringing value to your brand and showing you and teaching you and giving you the blueprint of how to do it and how to do it effectively. So, hopefully, everybody is doing a personal brand now. You have got your ebooks. If you haven't, you have downloaded. If you haven't ordered, your touch it, feel it, bring it back, like I always say. If you have not ordered your hard copy, please do so. It is available. Follow along with us as we go through this blueprint together. I'm here every week on Wednesday. I was on late. I do apologize to everyone on here because your time is valuable to me, as well as all the value that I'm bringing to you. But sometimes I get a little caught up in Big Marv Consulting because he's trying to make 100 entrepreneurs millionaires, and sometimes we get a little bit overwhelmed. But that's not here nor there. Do the personal brand blueprint. Get your brand up to speed. Let your target audience knows who you are, what you're standing for, what impact that you're making, why you are doing what you're doing, what offers you have, and who are you. And be human while you do it. Be your authentic self. Look at me. I'm acting a whole clown in a group. I'm not being professional. But I'm giving you value. But this is who I am authentically. And that's what Big Marv wants you to do with your personal brand. And that's why he took all the time out to put it all in a book. He didn't care that it was 100 days, but what he did care about was you having the tool, this blueprint, to do what you need to do to make your brand become aware, to know, like, and trust. Y'all have a good day. See y'all next Wednesday. I have no comments as usual, but I still love each and every one. Thank you to one viewer that watched today. You are very well appreciated. I see you. Thank you. Y'all be easy. In the words of Big Marv, one love. Deuces!